guys, grab your Rockstar drink. Make sure you have it everywhere you go if you want the energy to live the Rockstar's dream. We're talking today about the quarantine that's going on. And I'll be honest, I believe in it, and I think that I think it's very important for society. I just believe that there are certain things that can be done that aren't allowed to be done, and it just doesn't make any sense why certain things are being stopped. Now, when I look at the human species, we need to be entertained. We need to be, not stressed out. We need to be busy, because if you are, what's the phrase? I think it's like, idle hands is the devil's work. If you start to not do anything, or you're not allowed to do anything, bad things happen. And there could be an uprising. There could be just people being uncomfortable with how life is going, and people get on their last nerve, and then they explode. So I just think it's absolutely crazy to stop everything. Now, hear me out. Society itself is telling everybody you need to stay away from each other 6 feet. Get it. Social distancing, I'm in. Count me in. Stay away 6 feet. Makes sense. But what about the people who golf? My governor, Tom Wolf, has made it illegal to go golfing. Now, I've golfed my entire life. Well, I would say since I was 9, played on the golf team. I have never even been within 6 feet of someone playing golf with them. So how is it even possible that they're saying it is not allowed in any part of the state, whether there's 5 people in the state or county or in the district or even on the golf course, that you can't go and enjoy yourself? It doesn't make any sense to me. Now, I'm going to break down some numbers here for you. I think it's less than 300,000 people have been affected by the coronavirus in the United States. Way less. But let's just say it's less. Let's just say it's 300,000. There are 330 million people in the United States. So if you were to say 330,000 divided by 3 million, it's 0.11%, and there are less than, I believe, I got to look at the numbers here, but I believe it's less than 1% of these people are dying. So let's just break this down in saying that you're not allowed to go golfing. You're not allowed to enjoy yourself on a golf course. You're not allowed to have hobbies that you pay for, that get your mind off of what's going on here. Explain to me, anybody out there on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, explain to me how this makes sense. I get it. There are certain places in New York City. There are certain places in Michigan, certain places in New Orleans. I can't believe they did Mardi Gras, but now there's an explosion. So how is it that a place in Pennsylvania, in a farm far away, is not allowed to accept money for a single golfer to come and play golf? I don't get it. Now, the reason why it means so much to me is because we're looking at this world in a way that if you do not abide by these people, they can come after you and fine you. They can put you in jail. They're explaining the repercussions. Now, I don't know if they're actually going to do it because I haven't heard anything about this, but there are penalties involved with this. But now you look back, but okay, well, if there are penalties, what are the penalties? Well, the penalties, they're saying for some states, and I don't know if it's exactly with Governor Wolf, but he's saying jail time. Now, how can you say we're releasing some prisoners in some parts of the states because of the coronavirus potential being in the prisons, but now we're going to take you off the street for wanting to be an average Joe citizen, just doing what's right, and put you in there? It doesn't make any sense. I'm just trying to ask these questions to anybody out there who's listening to say, okay, well, if we don't abide by this, then do we even really have our freedom? I mean, it's constitutional for us to say we're allowed to be out and be free whenever, wherever. it's only human decency to stay indoors unless there is martial law. Now that's whenever the government says, you're not allowed to be on the streets and we're going to be coming right to your house. And I get that, but that has not been enacted. So that's whenever you are going to be stopped from going anywhere and doing anything. And the federal government has that power, unfortunately. But now you're saying that we have to stay indoors, not allowed to go outside, not allowed to do anything, not allowed to go golfing of all things when you are away from people 6 feet. It almost comes down to nothing's making sense anymore. They're allowed to say whatever to stop you from doing anything, and people are just going to say, well, this is what they said, so you can't do it. I just think nobody's asking any questions, and nobody's standing up for their beliefs. And we're getting into the season where a lot of golf courses rely on this income. What's going to happen 3 months from now if it still keep this going? If Governor Wolf keeps this going, all of a sudden they're not going to be able to afford it. I mean, even with this extra money coming from the government, they're not going to be able to. What's going to happen to that land? It's going to go to hell. All of a sudden now people aren't going to be able to go to these places. So it's almost like you got to catch it before the fire gets too crazy. And, it's a crazy pun, but one of my best friends, his house burned down this past week. And whenever I saw it burning down, it's almost like he was 30 minutes to 45 minutes, maybe 15 minutes late to get to his house. And it was all too late. So when the fire gets out of control, it's over. And, I'm a big believer in catching it quick, as fast as you possibly can. And for people, no matter what position they're in, I don't care if it's the president or anything, for them to tell you can't do things when it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense of what's happening. The numbers don't add up. The reason for it don't make sense. I get it, essential services, but also why can't you do things that you're already away from people 6 feet? Racing cars. There are people who I know who own racetracks. Nobody's within 6 feet of each other. All right, so I don't get why you can't go and do that. Why can't you do recreational stuff? If anybody out there can prove me wrong, I'd love to hear it. But as of right now, I am blown away with the stupidity of people are falling along with it. And now what people are saying is, oh, it's because you're selfish. You want to go golfing. I know a lot of people who are not selfish that golf. Staying indoors, not doing anything, that's one thing. Going out at the park and going for a run, I hear people talking about closing down national parks, that you can't go to national parks and go hiking or camping. Has the logic gone out the window here? What is happening in society whenever people are saying it's selfish for you to go walk in the woods? Hear me out. This is all I'm saying. I want to ask questions. That's what Rockstar's Dream is all about. Entertainment, information in a way that keeps you involved. And let me know. Put it down below or reach out to us, write to us. We want to hear your thoughts.